Hari Om, everybody. Close your eyes. Place your palms on your one above the other and place on your thighs. Let's first chant Om 3 times. Om. Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Narayana Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Dhyanamoolam Gurumurtihi Poojamulam Guru Kripa Mantramoolam Gurur Vakyam Mokshamoolam Guru Kripa. Om Bhurbhuvaswaha Tatsavitarvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayata. Hari Om and welcome to all the Atmajyotis to today's Bhagavad Gita Satsang. Let's begin with a short dhyana and then we will have the Bhagavad Gita story and then followed by the Shloka and the contemplation. All of you please sit straight. All of you please sit straight. Bring your legs together. Keep your hands comfortably on your thighs. Gently bend your neck backwards. Close your eyes. Where you keep kumkum, that is Agna Chakra. There you see the presence of Surya Bhagavan. Offer your respects and pranam to Surya Bhagavan. Now let us chant Gayatri Mantra for 9 times, followed by few moments of silence. Let us begin now. Om Bhurbhuvaswaha Tatsavitorvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvaswaha Tatsavitorvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvaswaha Tatsavitorvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvaswaha Tatsavitorvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvaswaha Tatsavitorvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvaswaha Tatsavitorvarenyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Dhiyo yonna prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Dhiyo yonna prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Dhiyo yonna prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Dhiyo yonna prachodayat. Be in your natural silence. Notice how silent and serene your mind has become. This silent state of the mind is a very important state of the mind. Let us write something very meaningful for your life on this board. See yourself as a happy, healthy, peaceful, energetic, courageous, truthful, inspired being who brings out the best qualities from within and helps the others around to bring out their inner best. See your family members, mother, father, brothers, sisters, grandparents. See them happy, healthy, and peaceful. See your relatives, friends, neighbors, all the known people. See all of them happy, healthy, and peaceful. See all the people in the world, whether you know them or not. See all of them happy, healthy, and peaceful. Now see all the beings, birds, animals, plants, river, mountain, stars, galaxies. See the entire existence happy, healthy, and peaceful. Once again, in this divine existence, see yourself as a happy, healthy, peaceful, courageous, truthful, inspired being who brings out the best qualities from within and helps the others around to bring out their inner best. Become aware of your breath. Become aware of your surroundings. Gently scrub your palms. Give warmth to your eyes. Offer your respects and gratitude to all the divine Atmajyotis who are here today. And gently open your eyes. All right. Over to Manya for today's story.
Thank you, Vijayji. I once again welcome all of you to today's story session, where we are having a very special story to celebrate Holi and also understand its essence. Vijayji, could you please allow screen sharing?
You must be able to do that now. Can you please verify?
Thank you. So, wishing you all a happy Holi once again. So, burn all the negativity and bring more positivity into your life. And I'm sure you all celebrated this Holi with vibrant colors. So, today's story is that of Lord Narasimha and his devotee, Bhakta Prahalada. Let us start with the story. So, Prahalada's mother, when she was pregnant and when Prahalada was inside her womb, she used to have frequent visits from Narada. And Narada used to narrate stories of Sri Vishnu, and also he used to tell her the true meaning of life. He also used to teach her the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. Also, what we are learning in our classes, in our Bhagavad Gita sessions. So, hearing to all of this in the womb, the child who is Prahalad, he already knew certain things and he knew the truth of life and he kind of absorbed them deep into his mind. And when he was born, he was a very good, obedient child. He was very kind to all the animals, the birds. He was, in fact, very ideal. And all the rishis, everybody used to be very happy with him and they used to bless him. He used to spend a lot of time meditating on Vishnu and thinking about the truth of life and questioning himself on who am I. In his Gurukul, because of the orders given by his father, Hiranyakashipu, the teachers, the gurus in the Gurukul, they used to teach the children not to pray to Lord Vishnu, but to think of Hiranyakashipu as their Lord or as their God, and to always pray to him, chant his name. But this was not right. But when Prahalada went to the Gurukul, all of that changed. He himself not only refused to take his father's name and to chant his name and to consider him as God, but he also helped his friends in the Gurukul to experience the divine bliss in the chanting of the Lord's name. And he encouraged them and also told them all the truth of life. Once, when got Prahalada back from the Gurukul, he asked Prahalada what he had learnt in the Gurukul. So he said he learned a few shlokas. So when Hiranyakashipu asked him to recite those shlokas, he started chanting the Lord's name. He said, Om Namah Shivaya sometimes, and he said, Om. He said Jai Shri Krishna. He said he took the name of Vishnu. He took all the gods' names. He even said spoke the name of goddesses like Saraswati and Parvati. And he was waiting for taking Hiranyakashipu's name. But then Hiranyakashipu saw that Prahalada never took his name. And he got so angry when he said Jai Shri Krishna, or when he took Vishnu's name, that he pushed him out of his lap and Prahalada fell to the ground. But still, he kept on reciting Vishnu's name. So Hiranyakashipu was so angry that he ordered his demons, the ones who were his servants, he told them to take Prahalada and to take him to that place where they tortured all the devotees of Vishnu. They used to wipe them there. They used to hit them hard. They used to leave poisonous snakes in there. And they took little Prahalada to that torture place to show how the devotees of Vishnu are tortured to death there. But then Prahalada went there and he started chanting Vishnu's name again. He said, Om Namo Narayana. And all the devotees there who were suffering in pain, they also joined him. And now they didn't care about all the treacherous things and all the atrocities that were going on them. They didn't care about it anymore. And they also joined and chanted with him. This continued. And Hiranyakashipu was very angry. This time he said, just showing him or teaching him to chant my name won't work. So he ordered them to kill him and finish off his story, because Prahalada not only chanted Vishnu's name but also taught others to chant his name. So Hiranyakashipu ordered Prahalada to be thrown from a cliff. But then Prahalada was not scared for a moment. He always chanted the name of the Lord. He said that no matter what happens, he was sure that this soul, he knew the truth, that this soul is only permanent and the body was impermanent and nothing would happen. And even if anybody were to hurt him, he knew that Vishnu would always come and help him. And that is what happened each time. So Hiranyakashipu kept playing these kind of tricks on him. He also tried to feed him poison. He left him in a place full of snakes. He ordered elephant men to make elephants stamp Prahalada. But each time, Lord Vishnu saved him in one way or the other, and Prahalada kept chanting Om Namo Narayana. So one final attempt that Hiranyakashipu tried was through his sister Holika. So Holika had a boon. She had this boon that if at all she went and no fire can burn her and cause no harm to her. So Holika and Hiranyakashipu made a wicked plan. They said that they'll trick Prahalada into sitting in Holika's lap and then burn and make it in such a way that they both would be sitting on this fire. And because Holika had the boon to survive fire, Prahalada, who did not have this boon, would burn into ashes. But this plan failed just like how the previous ones had failed. Holika did not know that her boon only worked when she alone entered the fire. When someone else entered the fire, then her boon would not work. But then, because Prahalada had the blessings of Lord Vishnu, he was saved from the fire and Holika was burnt to ashes. One thing that we can take away from this particular incident is that no matter how many number of good things or the good things that we get, or some kind of an extra thing that we have with us, if at all we have bad intentions and use that to do something wrong, then it would always work against us. But the second thing that we could take away is that no matter how hard the situation might become, but then we must never give up. And we must realize that Lord Vishnu is always there to protect his devotees and do what is best for their devotees to be able to realize or to be able to understand the truth of the life in a better way. Finally, you must be wondering what happened. Did Hiranyakashipu ever stop? So Hiranyakashipu now knew that hurting Prahalada was near to impossible. It would never happen. So Hiranyakashipu asked Prahalada, "Dear Prahalada, you are the devotee of Vishnu, isn't it? So you must be knowing where Vishnu is. Tell me where Vishnu is." Prahalada was a little confused with the sweet voice from his father, but then he always spoke the truth. So Prahalada told his father, "Lord Vishnu is everywhere. He is present in every object, in me, in you, in, in the entire existence, even in these pillars." So Hiranyakashipu says, "Oh, in these pillars. Okay, let us see." So he hits the pillar with his mace, and the pillar bursts open, and Vishnu's incarnation of Lord Narasimha comes out from the pillar, and they both have a duel. They both start fighting. And in the end, Lord Narasimha takes Hiranyakashipu on his lap and tears his stomach apart and takes out all his intestines. And that is the kind of end that Hiranyakashipu has. Because of all the atrocities he did on to his people, he was a very bad king to all of his people. He tortured them a lot. And that is the reason Lord Narasimha came to the rescue of not only Prahalada, but also all people and all his devotees in Hiranyakashipu's kingdom. But now, since Narasimha was very angry and he was in his most ferocious form, that is when Lord Narada guides Prahalada to calm down Narasimha, because a fearful deity can only be calmed by his devotee. So Prahalada starts to chant many hymns in praise of Narasimha, and he tells him how much all of them seek him, and how each one of them are lucky to be able to see him in their lives. And that is when Narasimha calms down. And finally, Prahalada is coronated as the king of that kingdom. So this was the story of why we celebrate Holi. The story of how Holika was burnt in the fire, even though she had the boon of surviving fire because of her evil intentions, and how Prahalada survived because he was pure in his heart. And that's the reason we celebrate Holi. And even today, it is said that the ones who listen to these stories and chant the divine name of Lord Vishnu, he is blessed and he shall realize the truth. Now that we have come to the end of the story, I request all of you to chant the shloka along with me, which is on Lord Narasimha. Please sit straight, fold your hands, and you may chant along with me. ॐ उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्. Thank you all. I hope you all enjoyed today's story session. Let us now move forward to today's shloka and contemplate.
Thank you very much, Manya. Wonderful story. Does
Thank you.
Yashvita or anyone else have any question on the story before we move on to the shloka? All right. Then we will go into the shloka chanting. So today's shloka is 2.20, right? Now, Anita, you want to share and so that you can chant and then you can tell the meaning, or do you want me to share?
Uncle, I'm okay with anything.
Okay, you have also slides, right?
Yes, Uncle.
Okay, then why don't you share? Then he can chant and you can continue to tell the meaning.
Okay.
So, Yaschita, do you want to repeat after Aditya?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So please unmute your mic and you can repeat after Aditya.
Okay, sir.
न जायते म्रियते
Are you able to hear, Yaschita?
Sir, I had some network issue.
Okay.
Okay. Can you ask whether you're audible?
Yeah, am I audible now, Yashita?
Yes.
Okay. न जायते म्रियते
न जायते मियते
वा कदाचिन्
वा कदाचन
नायं भूत्वा भविता
नावं भूत्वा भविता
वा न भूयः
वा न भूयः
अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो
अचो नित्य
Split.
Okay, I'll repeat. अजो नित्य
अचो नित्य
शाश्वतोऽयं
शाश्वतोऽयं
पुराणो
पुराणो
न हन्यते
न हन्यते
हन्यमाने शरीरे.
हन्यमाने शरीरे.
Yeah,
You want to repeat again?
yeah. Ishtal, will you repeat again? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. न जायते म्रियते
न जायते नियते
वा कदाचिन्
वा कदाचन
नायं भूत्वा
नायं भूत्वा
भविता वा न भूयः
भविता वा न भूय
अजो नित्य
अजोतो नित्य
अजो नित्य
अजो नित्य
शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो
शाश्वतो तोयं पुराणो
न हन्यते
न हन्यते
हन्यमाने शरीरे.
हन्यमाने शरीरे.
Very nice. Very nice, Yaschita. Okay, over to Anita.
So this shloka means that the soul is neither born nor does it ever die, nor having once existed does it ever cease to be. The soul is without birth, eternal, immortal, and ageless. It is not destroyed when the body is destroyed. So this basically saying that our soul, which is who we actually are, our true self, it is not born and it never dies also. It has always existed and it always will exist. There is no doubt about that. It is eternal and it's ageless. And even if our body is destroyed, the soul remains the same. We remain the same in our natural forms. So an example that I thought is very easy to relate to is of space. So let's consider our soul as space and objects as our body. So space has always existed. Even before Earth started forming, space was always present. And even when new objects come in place of space, the space is always there. It's only because of the object that you're not able to see the space, but the space is still there. Now, even when the object that's taking up that space is destroyed or is removed from there, the space remains there. So, for example, in the case of this bookshelf, initially it's empty and it's filled with empty space, right? But then when you place books over there, which is an object, you cannot see the space anymore, but it always exists. And when you remove the books, the space still is there. There is no change that the space undergoes, nothing that happens to nothing that happens to the space, and it is not affected by the objects being placed and removed. So just like that, our soul is eternal and it is ageless. It is not affected by anything and it does not change. So even if our body is destroyed or harmed, our soul remains the same. The Atman remains the same.
Excellent, Anita. So, Eschita, any questions on what you've heard?
No, sir.
Then would you like to share your understanding? Are you there, Eschita?
Yes, sir.
Huh. Can you please unmute and share your understanding from what you heard?
Sir, I actually had a doubt.
Go ahead.
If we like keep the books over there, how is space still there, but we can't see it, right?
Anita, what is your response to Eschita's question?
Even though you cannot see the space, it exists. So, for example, if something is if there's an object and you place it somewhere and that space is being taken up, it's not right to say that space is being taken up, because even though the object is there, space always exists, because I think, like all of us are aware, space is shapeless and it does not have any specific form and you cannot feel it or touch it, right? But you can, it's there all around you. So when you look in front of you right now, you cannot see the space, right? You can see whatever device that's in front of you, but space is always there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good. Any other questions from Eschita?
No, sir.
Okay. Then can you please share what you understood?
Yes, sir. We cannot feel or touch space, but it always exists, but we can only see the space. Like this bookshelf, we can see that there is space, but when there is a lot of books, we cannot see the space, but it still exists.
Correct. But what is the relationship of this example to the shloka? What does the shloka say? Can you go back to the shloka, Anita? So Anita gave the example of the bookshelf to illustrate about the shloka. But what do you understand about the shloka?
The soul is neither born nor does it die, means like I said, there is a lot of books, but it still exists. It is covered up with book, but it still exists over there.
What is the equivalent here? So there the example is book and the space, the bookshelf, empty space and the books. Books are like the objects and the empty space cannot be destroyed just by keeping a book, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Like that. Now, what is eternal according to this shloka? What is not going to be destroyed according to this shloka?
Space cannot be destroyed.
Excellent. So peace is not destroyed. And who has peace? Who has peace?
All the living beings?
So speak from your own viewpoint. As far as other living beings, they may say, I have peace or I don't have peace. But have you felt peace?
So yes, sir.
Excellent. Now, is peace something that you get from outside? Or is it already there within you?
It is there within us.
It is there within you, correct?
Yes, sir.
So peace cannot be destroyed, can it be?
So I'm not sure about my answer, but it can be destroyed, right?
So tell me how peace can be destroyed.
Like when someone hurts your feelings.
Then what is happening? You feel disturbed, correct?
Yes, sir.
But is peace itself destroyed?
No, sir.
Anita, what is your view on Eshita's question?
Peace itself is not destroyed because when, like you said, when we feel that our feelings are hurt, it's because we are interpreting that comment in an offensive manner. So if we just accept it as criticism and that everyone has their own opinion, you can still remain peaceful. And peace is not something that is that can be disturbed or that you have only at some times, because your nature on your own itself is peace.
Excellent. Does anyone else want to add to what Anita is saying? Aditya or Manya, anything more? Manya, you are not audible. Until Manya joins, Aditya, you have anything more to add? Eshita, based on, okay, let Manya also share her view. Not clearly. Speak now.
Yes, Vijayji.
Now you are audible.
Okay. So I wanted to ask Yashchita. So what exactly do you mean when you say that someone hurts your feelings? So I think you say something that when someone tells you something that you don't like. So let's take an example. So let's say someone, like maybe one of my friends, tells me, you are a donkey. So when they tell me that I am a donkey, so do I actually become a donkey? So let's say, so yeah, so he told me I'm a donkey. So does anything in my face actually change, or do I start looking like a donkey? Or when I speak, does it sound like a donkey screaming? Do I have a tail growing? So nothing of that sort happens, correct? So here they're like, there is one possibility that his eyes aren't working fine and he has to get it checked. So that's the only possibility apart from me becoming a donkey. So as soon as someone tells you that you are a donkey, you don't become a donkey. So here there's a very interesting story of Buddha. So when Buddha goes to take his everyday alms in the evening, a man, he keeps abusing him. He calls him all sorts of dirty things. He tells him, oh, you're a beggar. You don't have any other better work. We all are hardworking. We earn some money. We get it. But you keep coming back here. But if you see Buddha's face, he's very calm and still peaceful. He's not, there's no effect of whatever the other person is telling. No matter what words are coming out of his mouth, Buddha is still peaceful. So it's been a few months and he keep on yelling at Buddha, but still Buddha is peaceful. So the man once asks Buddha, how come you're so shameless? I keep calling you different names. I keep scolding you, but you still are so peaceful. How can you be so shameless? What do you, what what's running in your mind? What are you thinking of yourself? So Buddha takes a stone from the ground. He gives that stone to the man. So try taking it. So the man takes it. But now now Buddha takes another stone. He tells him not to take the stone, no matter what. So Buddha now says, take the stone, take the stone. But then the man does not take the stone. Similarly, Buddha says, now whatever you spoke, I did not take it. So the stone, which is still in my hand, it's similar to the words. So whatever you scolded, because I didn't take it, it still remains with you. So similarly, in your life, if someone tells you things that you don't like, but it can only affect you if you take it. And if you don't take it, it remains with them. That's just like Buddha, you can still be peaceful by realizing that peace is something that you have within, and only you can make yourself peaceful, or you yourself can tell yourself that my peace has now been destroyed by someone or some kind of external force. And only you can tell yourself, and nobody else can actually destroy your peace or make you feel that they have destroyed your peace successfully. So does that kind of answer your question, at least like some part of it?
Yes, Maneka, I understood that we are feeling only hurt if we really take it into our mind, but it doesn't hurt our feeling if we don't take it seriously. Like,
Exactly. That's the point. So next time when you think somebody is trying to hurt you, then they aren't actually hurting you, because only you can hurt yourself and nobody else. So next time some stupid person tells you something stupid, then just don't take it, so that whatever stupid thing they said, they can keep it to themselves. So that's how you can be peaceful. I'm glad you got it.
thank you, Maneka.
Okay, now can Nishchita summarize what you understood from the whole discussion? What is the shloka pointing at?
Sir, it's pointing that the space is everywhere, but we can't just see it or feel it, but we can see it. Even though like it's like when we take up space, it doesn't mean that it is totally destroyed. If we take away all the items, the space is still there, so that tells that space still exists.
Can Anita clarify whether that is what the shloka is pointing at?
I think I didn't explain it properly, but the space is only an analogy. So I'm saying that the shloka says that the soul, it always exists. It was never born and it never dies either. It is ageless and it is not destroyed when the body is destroyed. So even when there are external forces, the soul does not change at all. We remain who we are.
So, Eschita, let me ask you some questions. Can you please unmute?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please be unmuted. That way you can interact easily. Yeah.
So there is a lot of background noises.
That is okay, no problem. Yeah. So, if I ask you who you are, what is the answer you're going to give me?
So I can just tell my name.
You will tell your name, Eschita, right? Whose name
Yes,
is whose name is Eschita?
So my name,
Okay, is it your name of your hand or your leg or your eyes? Which part of your body is Eschita?
so my whole soul is Yastita.
Your whole soul. So, what is this word called soul that you're talking about? Where is that?
So I didn't get your question.
You said your whole soul is Eschita, right?
Yes, sir.
See, if I ask you, show me your hand, you can show your hand. So, you just now used a word called whole soul. Where is this soul? What is this soul?
Sir, it's from within us.
Okay, so now who is Eschita? Is your body parts Eschita?
No, sir.
Then who is Eschita?
Sir, I can specify it as me.
Specify it as you, right? Now,
Yes, sir.
it is not just your hand or your leg or your eyes or your nose, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, for example, imagine, due to something, a part of your finger is hurt and there's a plaster, then is that much of Eschita less?
No, sir. It's still within me.
Still full, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you look at your photos, maybe a baby photo, the body was small, now the body may be big. So is it that now Eschita is different? Eschita has changed,
No, sir.
right? So though the body is changing, you can see the body is changing, correct? There was a small baby, now there is a bigger body. You can see all of that through your photos, right?
Yes, sir.
But do you say that, now that is a different Eschita, this is different Eschita? Do you say something like that?
No, sir.
There is something that is not changing within you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Just like you said, how peace is not changing, there is an unchanging within you. So that unchanging within you is referred by the name Atman. Unlike your body parts, your finger, eyes, nose, it's not a body part. Body parts can keep changing. But you, Atman, your true nature is Atman. Your true self is Atman. And that is not changing.
Sir, do you mean it's the same with space?
It's an example that Anita was giving. To understand about it, she was giving an example of space. Like how space is there. When you keep an object in the space, it feels as if the space is destroyed. See, right now, can you see my video where I'm showing my hands moving?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there is some space where my hands are moving, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now in the place of that space, now let's say I have brought this book. Now, the space is not there anymore where my hand was moving, correct?
Sir, but there's still space around you.
There is space around me, but where the book is, that space is now occupied by the book, correct?
Yes, sir.
But has it really destroyed the space there?
No, sir.
Because when I remove the book, you can still see the space is there, right?
Yes, sir.
It's like a magic. Even if something comes, even if something goes, when something is there, it appears as if the space is destroyed. But is it truly destroyed?
No, sir.
Likewise, you are that unchanging. So, in the beginning of our class, we always say, right? Pranams to all the divine Atmajyotis. So, your true name is Atmajyoti. You are that light of the self. Your body is changing. So, you have body, but you are not the body. Similarly, your mind, where you think, you have a mind, but you are not the mind. It is also changing. But you are that unchanging. And that is called as Atman. And that is the example that Anita was giving to you. Is that clear now to Eschita?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is there anything more that Anita wants to say?
No, uncle.
All right. Any other questions from Eschita?
No, sir.
Shall we end then? Manyaka?
Yes, Vijayji.
Okay. So who's going to say the ending prayer? Do you want Aditya to say, Manyaka?
I'll tell Vijayji.
You'll tell? Okay.
Om Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಇದೇಹ ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವ ನಾನು ನಾನೇ, ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ. ಅಂತರ್ಜ್ಯೋತಿಃ ಬಹಿರ್ಜ್ಯೋತಿಃ ಪ್ರತ್ಯಗ್ಜ್ಯೋತಿಃ ಪರಾತ್ಪರಃ ಜ್ಯೋತಿರ್ಜ್ಯೋತಿಃ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಃ ಆತ್ಮಜ್ಯೋತಿಃ ಶಿವೋಸ್ಮ್ಯಹಂ. ಆತ್ಮದರ್ಶನಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದರ್ಶನಂ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದರ್ಶನಂ ಸತ್ಯದರ್ಶನಂ. ಓಂ ಸಹನಾ ಭವತು ಸಹನೌ ಭುನಕ್ತು ಸಹ ವೀರ್ಯಂ ಕರವಾವಹೈ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಾವಧೀತಮಸ್ತು ಮಾ ವಿದ್ವಿಷಾವಹೈ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಓಂ ಸರ್ವೇ ಭವಂತು ಸುಖಿನಃ ಸರ್ವೇ ಸಂತು ನಿರಾಮಯಾಃ ಸರ್ವೇ ಭದ್ರಾಣಿ ಪಶ್ಯಂತು ಮಾ ಕಶ್ಚಿತ್ ದುಃಖ ಭಾಗ್ ಭವೇತ್. ಸರ್ವೇಷಾಂ ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿರ್ಭವತು ಸರ್ವೇಷಾಂ ಶಾಂತಿರ್ಭವತು ಸರ್ವೇಷಾಂ ಪೂರ್ಣಂ ಭವತು ಸರ್ವೇಷಾಂ ಮಂಗಳಂ ಭವತು. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು. ಹರಿಃ ಓಂ. ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಹರಿಃ ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್. ಶ್ರೀ ಕೃಷ್ಣಾರ್ಪಣಮಸ್ತು.
Thank you very much, Manya. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Aditya. Thank you, Yashita. See you all next Monday. Hari Om.
Hari Om, sir.
Yeah, if